Okay, so for this practice, we'll need a pillow and 2 blankets or a towel if you have nearby, or just one, whatever you can use in the comfort of your own home. So for this prenatal practice, this will be a much kind of gentle approach, especially for those of us that maybe have done yoga before or are very familiar with their bodies or have, either worked out and kept their gentle routine going. Prenatal yoga will be a different experience, again, if you've experienced yoga before. So today we'll be kind of exploring just all stretches and poses done on the floor. And again, doing this at your own pace. If you feel any discomfort, back out and see if you can adjust the practice to your needs. And that's kind of the beauty of doing it at home, is that you can get creative and see what works for you. This is more of a practice towards your 3rd trimester of pregnancy. So if you are in your 1st or your 2nd, this can be accessed and safely accessed during any point of your pregnancy. So let's come to find a comfortable seat. So if it feels good for you, you can sit on a pillow, something thick underneath the buttocks. You can keep the legs crossed or sit however you'd like. And when you're ready, closing the eyes. And just taking a few moments here to notice how you're feeling. Maybe what time of day you're doing this practice and the energy you have around this time of the day. Begin to be aware of your breath. Notice if it's a little rapid, if it's starting to slow down. If you're having shortness of breath, which is very common, especially as the belly gets bigger. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. We'll do that 2 more times, and if it feels right for you when you sigh it out, you can make a gentle humming noise. Since we're in the comfort of our own home, if it feels good for you, you're welcome to do so. Again, inhale deeply to the fullest. And exhale, sigh it out. One more time. And then slowly allowing the eyes to float open. So with yoga, especially with prenatal yoga, you want to keep the breath nice and fluid. There's no breath retention with prenatal. You want to keep the breath moving. So here we'll do some energy breaths as we're seated. And if it feels right for you, you can do this standing up, but I like to do this sitting down. So on your inhale, breathe the arms out and up above the head. If it's accessible, palms touch, but if the shoulders are tight, you can keep the palms separated. And now on the exhale, slowly start to draw the palms into prayer. And then like an upside down kind of triangle, draw the palms to your belly. And breathe here for a moment. So this is just a nice way to connect to baby and draw in some fresh new energy for your practice. Again, inhale, breathe the arms out and up. Exhale, palms touch and begin to bring the palms down to your belly, pointing fingertips down, resting the palms, and take a breath here. We'll do this 3 more times. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, palms touch, and draw the palms upside down to belly. Breathe. Inhale, rise the arms out and up. Exhale, draw the energy in and bring your palms down to baby. One more time. Resting the palms here just for a few more breaths, maybe setting an intention for your practice. That intention could be anything you'd like. Maybe it's connecting a little deeper to baby. Or maybe this is a practice just for yourself to show yourself or nurture yourself with a little extra love that you may need these days. And then slowly sending the fingertips down to your side. So if the fingertips don't comfortably touch, you can rest them on the thighs. And we'll warm up in the neck, sitting up tall, and then gently send the right ear to your right shoulder. Really drawing left shoulder down. If it's accessible, you can send the hand onto the head. And if you'd like, maybe walking the left fingertips a little further away, just to a point where you feel sensation. Again, no pain or strain, no pushing or forcing. And slowly come back to center with the head. And when you're ready, tilting left ear to left shoulder. Again, same thing on the opposite side if it feels right for you, just letting yourself explore the stretch. Again, depending on the time of day, if you tend to be tight around this area, which you may feel that way, especially if you're carrying extra weight these days. And then slowly release and place the head back on top of the spine. And now here we'll come into gentle movement of the neck. So my friend showed me this with helping to open up this muscle just behind you. So when you're coming to gaze to one side, you're going to gaze down to your boob and then look back up. So again, you're sitting up tall. And then from here, we'll slowly begin to gaze to your right side and then gently look down towards the right boob. If it's accessible, if it feels right, you can lightly take the right hand onto the head just to a point where you feel a gentle stretch. Again, no pushing or forcing. And then slowly release and place the head back on top of the spine. And then to your left side, gazing left slowly, looking down towards the left boob, and then maybe sending the left hand onto the head just to a degree where it feels okay, and breathe. And then slowly placing the head back on top of the spine, roll out the shoulders, and reverse the circles. And here we'll come into a seated twist. So if you have the legs crossed in a certain way, maybe reverse the cross of the legs, or come to a comfortable seat, adjusting yourself. So in prenatal yoga, when we twist, we try not to cross the body with the arm. We keep baby and belly nice and open. So we'll be twisting to the right side. Keep your left hand to the inside of the thigh. Reach behind you with your right fingertips. Lift out of the lower back and gently twist to your degree. So you're twisting here from your thoracic spine and cervical spine. Try to keep your sits bones anchored. You want to keep the lumbar nice and stable. Breathe. And then slowly come back to center and gently twisting to your left side. Reach behind with your left fingertips and keep your right hand on right thigh or to the inside of the thigh as you twist, and make sure you're breathing smoothly. If you notice the breath is staggered, you're working too hard. This practice is meant to relax and bring some ease and comfort. One more breath here. And then slowly come back to center. We'll come to open up the side body. So with traditional Chinese medicine, we're in the season of the spring that we're doing this video, and we're working on the liver and gallbladder meridians. Now, what I'd like to also thread in later on is working with the kidneys. The kidneys are the vital life force and the baby's essence as well as your essence. So in Chinese medicine, they believe that the essence of the baby starts at the moment of conception. So we'll access the kidneys a little bit later as well. Let's start to send the right fingertips out to the right side. Gently breathe the left arm out and up. And tilting to your degree, reach actively with the left fingertips. If your shoulder's injured, you can send the hand behind the lower back. And then notice if you're really holding up the neck here, try to release the neck all the way down to the right shoulder. Breathe into left side body. One more breath here. And slowly come back up to center. You can take the arms out like airplane wings and then maybe gently tilt again now to your left side. Reach actively with the right fingertips. So in different theories, they believe that the right and left side of the body have feminine and masculine energies. So the way I was taught is the right side is the feminine side and the left side is the masculine side. And you can always remember because women are always right. So if you notice that maybe there's some tension or you're experiencing just different things that you're experiencing in your pregnancy, notice if it's on the right and left side and maybe just tuning into what it means for you. One more breath. And then slowly come back up to center. Bring your arms out to airplane wings. Turn the palms to face up. Inhale, rise the arms out and up. Exhale the arms out and down to your sides. So let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, breathe the arms up. Exhale, arms out and down. One more time. And out and down. Beautiful. Now we'll come into gentle leg stretch. This is dragonfly pose. So you'll be sending the legs wide as they'll go. And then if you need, send a pillow to the center of the legs. I like to use this especially if coming to fold forward is not accessible and the belly may be too big, you can adjust the pillow out as wide as you need. If your knees are sensitive and you feel like there's some pulling on the knees, you can use blankets under the knees as well. So again, this is all about getting yourself comfortable. You want to find some ease here in this stretch. And then when you're ready, you slowly begin to rest the hands on the pillow, or if you don't have a pillow, rest the fingertips down. And then slowly begin to fold, but let your upper body be nice and heavy. Let that do the work. There's no push or force here. We're here for about 2 minutes, so if you ever need to come out before my mark and adjust, allow yourself to do so. And as you're here for this first minute, just kind of noticing what you're feeling, especially physically, where maybe you're feeling some tension and tightness. If maybe you're feeling a little extra flexible in the hips and legs, right now you have that hormone relaxin going through the body, which makes the body more supple and flexible. So just always being mindful that you're not stretching too much. Just to a point where you feel sensation and it feels good. Make sure you're breathing. Now again, here as you breathe, you may notice that your lower back and spine are exposed. And this is where we can focus the breath into the kidney wellspring. Again, the essence of baby right now. And again, exploring to your deepest without forcing, seeing how low the body will go. If belly's in the way, try not to put any weight or pressure on the belly. Make sure you're breathing. Let's take one more deep breath here. Sigh it out. And nice and slow, begin to make your way out. And take your time to stretch and move in any way that feels good. Gather the legs back in. Maybe windshield wiper the legs from side to side if you'd like. Loose fist to the outer and inner lines. Again, with these longer held stretches, if there's any discomfort, find a place that works for you. Because for many of us, maybe holding the stretch for that long is not as common or something that we're used to. So make this practice your own. So next we'll be coming into something similar, but we're starting here to extend left leg out, and you're going to keep your right knee bent. So your right foot's on the floor, and your left leg is out to the side. We're coming into a gentle twist. So if it's accessible, you can kind of hug it in with your elbow. You can reach down to the ankle and begin to twist to your left side. So reach your left fingertips behind you, keeping yourself up tall. Exactly, nice. And slowly twist. Really relax the belly here. If you'd like a little more action in the leg, flex your left toes back towards the knee. Again, especially with these stretches, anything that has to do with lengthening, especially in the hamstrings, the hips, the groin, the quadriceps, really helps if you experience any kind of restless leg syndrome or any kind of difficulty sleeping, especially with the legs. Take one more breath here. Then slowly unwind, and we'll switch it up. Bending into left knee. And take your time to gently twist to your right side. Again, your right fingertips keep you nice and lengthened as you twist. Try to twist again here from your thoracic, the middle part of the back. Breathe. Last breath. Slowly come back to center. Lengthen out the left leg. Now bend the right knee and send the right foot to the inside of the left groin. And again, twisting to your left side. Left fingertips behind you to keep you nice and long. Breathe. So twisting is great in aiding digestion, rinsing and wringing out the day, or preparing you for your day. But again, when we twist in prenatal, we want to keep belly and baby nice and open. And unwind, and we'll come to the opposite side. Left knee bends, right leg straightens and goes wide. And take your time to twist to your right side. And let's come back to center. Now, again, we're switching it up. So now the left leg goes out to the side and your right knee is bent. And here we'll be working on that muscle that we talk about a lot in yoga. It's called, or that we've been talking about, is the QL muscle. So it runs from your core all the way down to your psoas and the groin. So a very important muscle, especially with pregnancy where we tend to get very tight. So we'll be here for about 2 minutes on either side. So if you'd like, you can take a pillow or a prop if this feels better for you. So what you can do with this is, if it's accessible, you send the elbow down, so you're kind of tilting, and then maybe you reach behind with your hand to your waistband behind you. Yep. Now, if that's too low for you, you can just rest the arm or the hand And again, gently tilting to your left side, relaxing left ear to left shoulder as deep as possible. Yep. If you notice yourself kind of hunching forward, try to use your top shoulder to draw yourself back so you keep the whole lungs and heart exposed. And again, we're looking for sensation, gentle opening, stay away from pain. Adjust the practice if you need. Again, if you have to come up a little higher, get a couple of more blankets so you can comfortably rest the head. Slow, deep breaths. Now here we're getting into the side body. As we're opening up the right side, this is where your liver and gallbladder are housed. These are the organs for the spring season. And again, throughout this practice, if you ever need to back out, gently shift and move, use the bathroom, take a sip of water or tea, please give yourself the permission to do so. Again, this is about comfort, about relaxation, and about nourishing your body and your baby. Let's take one more breath here. Sigh it out. And gently begin to make your way out. And just take some time here, stretch and move in any way that feels good, especially with a side stretch like that, something that maybe we're not used to, getting into the side body, it can be a little edgy. And taking your time to set yourself up on the opposite side. Now, one side may feel very different from the other. If one knee, especially with that left knee, is popping up, you can use another prop or blanket. That's what I love about prenatal. It's all about props and making yourself comfortable. So again, getting creative with whatever you have in your home. When you're ready, tilting to your right side, maybe sending your left hand behind you to grip your waistband, or if it's more comfortable for you, you can just rest your left hand on the thigh or knee. Make sure you're breathing. Again, these are important muscles to elongate for your pregnancy, muscles that can tend to get very shortened and tight, especially if you're still doing a continued workout, if you're going for walks or gentle jogs. Anything that tends to shorten the muscle, this is what we're working on lengthening here. Breathe. Take one more breath. Sigh it out. And then slowly begin to make your way out. Props gently off to the side, stretch and move in any way that feels good for you. Just kind of getting yourself and the body and mind integrated. So next we'll be coming to roll over onto hands and knees for pelvic tilts. So take your time to make your way there. And if you'd like, you can take a blanket underneath the knees if the knees are sensitive, just kind of depending on how your body's feeling. So once you're here, shoulders stack over the wrists, the hips stack above the knees. Try to keep your toes curled under. So again, with prenatal yoga, we try to avoid certain poses that we'll usually practice in yoga, in a traditional yoga class. One of those is also back bends. So from here, we try to avoid cow, which is coming into a gentle back bend, and just try to work with cat. So from your neutral spine, your head is lengthened out of the spine here. Take a big inhale. And then exhale, round the spine. Chin tucks into the chest, hug baby in. And then inhale, come back to your neutral spine. Exhale, round the spine, hug baby in. Inhale, lengthen, and come back to neutral. So doing this at your own pace. Link the movement to breath. Great stretch and movement to do, maybe at the beginning of the day. If you notice that your shoulders have been especially tight, focus in between the shoulder blades. So as you exhale, press actively through the palms, broaden the shoulders, really draw them away from each other. And then inhale, come back to your neutral spine. So again, anything that works for you, nice and slow with your pelvic tilts. You can start to stretch and move in any way that feels good for you, maybe a gentle rocking from side to side. Gentle circles with the sacrum. So imagine there's a paintbrush on the sacrum and you're painting circles on the ceiling. Starting your circles going one way and then the other. This is a really nice way to get into your lower back, sciatica, below the navel. And slowly come back to center, and we'll come to warm up in the wrists. So point your fingertips out towards your sides and gently rock here from side to side. So especially if you're still working or you're on your phone or computer or writing a lot, even just doing stuff around the house, we tend to forget about the wrists. So it's just a nice way to keep them nice and open. Point the fingertips towards the front of your mat, and now come to rotate your right fingertips back towards your right knee. Try to plant the palm flat and maybe gently sit the buttocks towards the heels, just to a point where it feels okay for you. If it's not accessible, you can sit back and gently tug on the fingertips. Breathe. We'll work the opposite wrist, so rotate now left fingertips back. You can rotate the right fingertips forward if you'd like, or you can work both at the same time. Breathe into sensation, stay away from pain. Rotate. And now we'll come to flip. Right palm flips up, back of palm presses into floor, nice and gently. And again, same thing. If it feels okay, sit the buttocks a little further back towards the heels. Try to keep your arms straight. Breathe. When you're ready, opposite hand, left palm flips up. And breathe gently. And then slowly release. Sit the buttocks back towards the heels for a moment and shake out the wrists. So next we'll be coming into feet and ankles, which are taking a heavy load these days, or if you're not too heavy yet, once you get there, this will feel really nice. So you'll come to sit the buttocks back towards the heels. Before you do, spread a little wider into the toes. And then gently sit the buttocks on top of the heels. So if this stretch is too much for you, you can rest on the knuckles or the hands and then maybe lightly pulse. But if it feels okay and it feels edgy, this is where edginess is okay, especially with the lower part of the body. We're just working feet and ankles, not much going on here with baby and belly. If it feels good, rock gently from side to side. And try to focus on your breath, especially with edgy poses like this. Take one more breath. Slowly make your way out. Lift up the feet, roll out the ankles, crack the toes a little bit. Then from here, come to send the knees wide, a little wider apart. Now we're coming to open up tops of thighs and shins. So we're going to sit the buttocks in between the heels. Now, if that's not accessible for some of us, you can use a pillow, something firm, a blanket rolled up and sit the buttocks there, especially if you have any kind of knee injury. Good. So toes are untucked. If it feels good, you can reach back a little further with the hands. You can also, if you have that knee problem, roll up a blanket or a pillow and elevate the knees a little bit, which may help. So we're looking for a stretch here at the top of the foot. So when you're ready, lifting up the right knee slightly and then the left knee, kind of playing with this back and forth of lifting the knees. And you can also, if this ever gets too much, if you have a couch or a bed behind you, you can rest your arms there and maybe work there as well, just kind of depending on how your back feels. Yeah. And then we'll slowly begin to make our way out. Same thing, lift up the feet, roll out the ankles. Now we'll come into child's pose for a few minutes. So we'll come into a wide knee child's pose. Send the knees wide, the toes untuck. And again here, if you have a long pillow or you've been working with one of those body pillows that maybe you have at home, if the belly's too big, extend the pillow out so that you can maybe rest the forearms so the belly can have plenty of room to rest. You can keep the forearms bent here or you can extend the arms straight out in front. Again, finding what works for you. There's no right or wrong. Just letting your body weight do the work. And here, try to focus the breath into the area of the kidneys, their wellspring, the essence of baby. Keeping them fortified and nourished. And again, if you ever need to come out before my mark, please do so. And take a couple more breaths here. One more deep breath. Sigh it out. And then slowly begin to make your way out. Stretch and move in any way that feels good for you. So we'll take one more pose sitting up to work on the shoulders, and then we'll make our way down onto the back gently. So again, coming to your seat, again, if you need to, you can use a pillow or a blanket underneath your seat. Then from here, this one kind of gets a little interesting. It may not feel comfortable, but this is more for the upper back. So again, letting the belly, giving it as much room as you need. You can even spread the feet wide if you'd like. So what we're doing here is similar to like an eagle arm. So what you're doing is crossing one elbow over the opposite elbow crease, and I'll just kind of show it from where it would kind of work. And then the palms come down, and see if you can kind of grip the outside of your thighs. Yeah. And with the grip here, that kind of helps you find that deeper stretch or find where your shoulders may feel a little tight. So we're just kind of sitting in this. It might be a little awkward for you, but we're only here for about a minute. So when you're ready, the chin comes down towards the chest and maybe a gentle round of the upper back. So again, what helps is kind of gripping the outer part of your thighs to allow your arms to go a little further if it's accessible. But if it doesn't feel right, come to what feels good for you. Breathe in between your shoulder blades, in between your wings there. On your inhales, really expand the shoulders out and away from each other. And on the exhales, draw them back in. So again, working in this area where we all tend to maybe carry a lot of extra stress and tension these days. Or maybe if you have a child at home, maybe you're carrying that child around while carrying a baby. So just reminding ourselves that the upper body takes a lot of weight and stress, and it's important to take some care of it. And again, if it feels too awkward, you can always kind of make your way out, shift your way back in. Take a few more breaths. Last one. Slowly make your way out. Stretch and move in any way that feels good. So that's one of those stretches that you may feel right away, or you'll feel later on this evening or tomorrow. I just did this yesterday, and I'm really feeling it just around this top part of the arms as well as the upper back. So just remind yourself that if you're feeling something that's good, it means you're doing something right. So we'll opposite cross now. So whatever elbow was on top, cross that over. And then same thing when you're ready, using your grip of the hands, and then gently folding. Relax the chin to the chest as much as possible. Breathe in between the shoulder blades. Really expand on the inhales. And release and relax on exhales. One more breath. And then slowly begin to make your way out. Stretch and move in any way that feels good. Roll out the shoulders.
For the pork. Try the pork or the chicken.
Then we'll come to make our way onto the back. And this will be opening up the thoracic spine. So again, if you have a thick pillow or a towel that you can roll up. Now, depending on your trimester, if the belly is fairly big, you don't want to come all the way down. It can put a lot of pressure on the vena cava. So see how you can elevate yourself. Usually in yoga, we have some blocks and we prop ourselves up, but get creative with your practice. So again, if you need, maybe take a few blankets or pillows so your head is supported. And your pillow or whatever you're going to use in the upper back is to the upper back, around the area of the shoulders. And the arms are going to come up and back beyond the head or out to your sides. So you're kind of getting this nice expansiveness of the chest. Keep the knees bent. Again, if you're in your first or second trimester, this should feel fairly okay, but if it's too much pressure when you do come down, elevate yourself to a point where you do have that pillow underneath, but maybe your head and neck have to be a little more elevated. And you can still work with the arms up and back beyond the head. So again, maybe it's helpful just to look at the video and look at the shape I'm making and then adjusting it to what feels good for you. If you need to, I do suggest keeping the knees bent. That puts a little less pressure on the lower back. If you're in about your first trimester into the second, you can extend the legs if it feels okay. Breathe. And again, just feeling into the shape that you're making. So the arms are out to your sides, or you can explore the arms up and back beyond the head. You can explore making some gentle circles, half circles with the arms, getting some of that mobility into the shoulders. Really working here on fortifying the lungs and heart. The two main organs that are really exposed here. If you tend to have trouble sleeping at night, or you're getting even more congested as the season goes on or the pregnancy goes on, this is a really nice pose to do a couple of minutes before you go to bed. Or if you're at home with your partner and they snore, tell them to do this. This is very helpful. So they don't wake you and bother you. It's all about you right now. If you've been welcoming in some movement here, try to find some stillness just for a few breaths. Maybe scanning over the practice, scanning over the body, noticing how you're feeling. And then slowly come to send the palms on the belly over baby. Maybe one on top of the other, or one just above the other. Take this time to thank yourself for coming to the practice. Thank the body and baby for everything they did. It was perfect. It's exactly where we need to be. Take a nice deep breath into belly. Exhale, sigh it out. Take your time to wiggle fingers and toes, stretch and move in any way that feels good for you. And to make your way up, always rolling to your left side, and then gently pressing yourself up to your seat. Finding a comfortable seat once more. And we'll take 3 rounds of the energy breaths that we did at the beginning of the practice. Inhale, rise the arms out and up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Fingertips point down and palms come over baby and breathe. Inhale, rise the arms out and up. Exhale, gather palms together and palms down to belly and breathe. One more time, inhale, gather the energy in. And exhale, send the energy to baby and breathe. Come to gather the palms into prayer in front of the heart. Bowing down to your heart and to your practice. Peace. Namaste.